probably going to be just jumping in and out of this video. But as always, I have my little notes here, and she loves to color, so let's do this. I apologize in advance if I look like a hot mess. It is the end of the day. I just threw my hair up and I wasn't planning on filming a video, but this is real mom life. So let's get started. So she will be 18 months on the 24th of this month. Today's the 23rd, so tomorrow she actually turns 18 months. And she hasn't yet been to the doctor's for her 18-month check. But the last time that she was weighed in, which I think was a few weeks ago, her height was 29 inches long, which was just below the 2nd percentile. So she is a petite little girl. And then her weight last time was 18.4 ounces, which I believe was the 6th percentile. She did lose a couple pounds, or not a couple pounds, but a couple ounces from 12 to 15 months. And she was starting to kind of fall off the growth chart. But when they saw her back like a week or two later for something else, I think she was sick, she did end up gaining almost a pound. So because she is climbing back up there, they weren't too worried about it. And at 16 months, when they checked her head size, it was 18.8 inches, and that was, I believe, like in the 90th percentile. And for clothing size, she is now in 18 months. This is my list for your video. Would you like a piece of paper to color? Here you go. And you can have my pen. Go ahead, you can color, do your thing. So she's gonna color while I do this now. Okay, so for diaper sizes, she is just getting out of size 3, and we just bought our first box of size 4s, and they are still just a tad bit big, but I do feel like they fit her better than the size 3s that she's currently in now. Good job coloring! So for teeth, I can't remember how much or how many teeth she had for her 12-month update. If you haven't watched her 12-month one yet, I'll link it somewhere up here in the cards. So she has all 4 molars now. She has her bottom 2, her top 2. She's getting this one in. I don't know what the names are. And she has 2 more on the top. So I think altogether she has like 10 almost, I think now. For naps, she is still taking 1 nap a day, and that usually lasts anywhere from like 1 to 2 hours. And she is finally sleeping through the night. We did have to do a little bit of sleep training, but after a couple days of that, she has been sleeping through the night since. As far as nursing goes, we are mostly done with that. She will occasionally, especially in the morning, she will still kind of just pull at my shirt, and she will latch on maybe for like 2 minutes, but then she's done and she's not really interested. She only really wants to do it like in the middle of the day when it's like comfort feeding, like if she's upset or anything, she'll just kind of like want to suckle, and I've been discouraging that just because I am trying to wean her from the breast now because she is a 1.5 years. So, I mean, morning time is fine, and that's really the only time we do it. So she is almost there. She is saying a lot more words now. I have a little list here that I'm going to read off just because I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but some of them are mama, daddy, me, my, that, this, love you, hi, baby, puppy. We've been trying to get her to say please. Yeah, puppy. And she just has P, which I'm fine with. She shakes her head for no, yes for yes. She is learning some signing, and she knows that this is more and this is all done. Yeah. She does say we and yay, and she understands a lot. I can ask her where something is and she'll point to it and go get it. Yeah, just the growth in 6 months has been amazing. She does have eczema still every now and then. At her 15-month appointment, we did get special cream to put on it for when she does have those bad flare-ups. So we just use that, and within a couple days, it's normally subsided, and we can keep it at bay. For foods, she is a lot more picky with foods, I feel. She absolutely loves yogurt. She would eat yogurt 24/7 if you let her. She actually goes to the fridge now and tries to open the bottom drawer where the yogurt is to get one. She loves any type of fruit. And she can now use a spoon and a fork to feed herself. So at every meal now we do give her utensils and she can use them to feed herself. It does get a little messy from time to time, but she's pretty good at using them now. And she does take a daily vitamin 2 per recommendation from her pediatrician. And I just think vitamins are good in general just because she doesn't like a variety of foods right now. So if she is missing any of those vitamins, the vitamins will give them to her. And I think the ones we're using, they're just liquid and it's like Zarbee's, I think. If I can find it, I will list it down below. Some of her favorite things to do is she loves to color like she's doing now. She likes to play with cars or anything that her brother is doing. She likes to clean and wipe things down. If you give her a wipe after she's done eating, she will wipe down her high chair for you, which is kind of awesome. She likes to read and she loves the book, Where is Love Biscuit? She just loves that book for some reason. And since her 12-month appointment, she has had 2 haircuts. Well, they're more like bang trims, but she has had 2 haircuts since then just to get her little bangs out of her eyes. But I think I'm actually gonna let them grow out now. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, and to update, she can finally walk. She just recently started walking on her own, not pushing anything, about 2 weeks ago. So she's still a little wobbly, but she can definitely get around and she prefers to walk most places now, which is awesome because before she was just like walking on her knees or crawling. And she also wanted me to carry her a lot of the time. So if we were going to the store, I would have to carry her. She didn't want to be in the cart, but now she can just walk. So that's awesome. And at her 15-month appointment when we went, she still wasn't walking. She wasn't saying many words. And because of that, her doctor referred us to a specialty clinic. He did notice that when he was examining her, she does have low muscle tone in her legs. So he wanted to send us to a PT, a physical therapist, just to make sure that there were no underlying conditions that were causing the low muscle tone. So when we went to the specialty clinic 2 months ago, she was evaluated by like a whole team of like doctors and nurses. It was actually a little overwhelming. The first person we saw, I believe, was the nurse who checked all of her stats because at the specialty clinics, it's a complete like overview of your child in every department. Because she was slightly behind, we just wanted to get her completely assessed in every category. So during speech, she was very interactive, very friendly. She has a lot of social skills, but she needs to work on expressive language. So she did recommend speech therapy to us, and we have been doing that twice a week for an hour each time, but we recently just went down to 1 time a week for an hour at a time. And just in like the 2 weeks between her walking and just like her vocabulary, I feel like it has just taken off. She's just saying so many more words. And then we moved on to talk to kind of like an older, more knowledgeable, I guess, pediatrician. And he was actually concerned about celiac disease because it does run in Erin's side of the family, which is her dad. And if you don't know what celiac disease is, it's basically like a disease where you can't absorb certain nutrients, from my understanding. She does look like she has like a bloated belly a lot of the time, and she just has like a petite figure with like this big like beer gut belly. He said that if she did have celiacs, that could be a reason why her eczema can get so bad and why she's kind of had like just a poor growth rate overall. Yeah, so basically if she did have celiacs, she wouldn't be able to eat any gluten, which would kind of suck for us just because if you haven't looked at the ingredients, gluten is in everything. And the foods that don't have gluten in it are very expensive. But he told us one of the big tall tale signs was if she had like runny stools, greasy stools, like she seemed to have a stomach ache, which she doesn't. Her stools are mostly formed. And we're going to talk more about this at her actual 18-month appointment. But I don't think she has it, but they may still want to test her for it. and I'm not sure what the testing involves, but keep your fingers crossed for us that she doesn't have it. So then the next person we saw was like the physical therapist and occupational therapist. When the occupational therapist worked with her, they did like a lot of like fine motor skills, putting things in the basket, following directions, coloring, you know, just a lot of activities that you would have to use your fine motor skills with. And they said that she's actually advanced in that category, so she's fine in that part. And then when we saw the physical therapist, she knew immediately why Liliana wasn't walking right away. And she said that she has too much laxity in her joints, so her ankles, rather than walking like this, she kind of puts pressure on the inside, and she, am I explaining this right? So this is how you're supposed to walk, but Liliana walks like this. She puts pressure on her ankles and her feet are out like a duck. So what she suggested is that we get something called Leapfrog Orthotics, and what they are is they look like this. It's basically like a little shoe insert, and I'll show it to you here. It goes directly right into her shoe, and it just helps keep her feet straight, and it doesn't let her put pressure on the inside of her ankles. So this is how it is. It's very simple, very small. I mean, this is my hand. So this little insert goes inside here. She puts her foot in here. This is just a little Velcro thing to hold it together. You put it in place. It does have little toe pads because she also does use her toes to kind of grip the ground. And then for the shoes, we did have to take the soles out, but then this just slides right into there, and a lot of the times her socks cover that, so you can't even see it. And she won't have to wear these forever. She said most kids by preschool don't have to wear them, and it is nice that they are small. She said, you know, school is hard enough, let alone being different from the other kids, but I'm not worried about it. She did say that even if Liliana didn't have those orthotics, she would still walk. She would just be putting a lot of pressure on her ankles, and she doesn't seem to mind. From a girl who didn't even want to wear socks, she would take the socks off. She has to wear her shoes all day, minus like when she's sleeping, and we normally like keep them off for an hour at night when she's in her footy pajamas. But she would walk. She would just be putting a lot of pressure on her joints, like I was saying. And too much laxity is basically where you are just too flexible. She loves these things. I'm so glad. But so basically her feet can just, it has a large range of motion. And same with her wrists and her joints. And the lady actually said it was genetic, and she said that I have a lot of laxity as she was watching me. There you go. But she did say people who do have a lot of laxity in their joints usually tend to be like very good runners, very good just athletes in general, swimmers. Her physical therapist who she sees actually said she would make a good ballerina just because her feet are so flexible. So we actually weren't even sent to PT because of her not walking. They just gave us the orthotics. But around, I don't know, probably a few weeks ago, I noticed that she wasn't really wanting to practice walking anymore. Normally she would push her walker and just like walk around the house with it, and she wouldn't even do that. I think just maybe because she wasn't used to the shoes on her feet and the orthotics. So I actually asked if we could do PT because I thought it would really help. She's only been to 2 or 3 visits of PT. We have another session tomorrow, and basically we just work on a lot of ankle strength. Any type of walking on an uneven surface like the sand, a play mat, even just like walking back and forth in the crib where she has to kind of like use the muscles around her ankle is really good. And I don't know if I mentioned like a trampoline is good. So we do like a lot of jumping on like those little exercise trampolines. So we do a lot of that as well, and I do think that that is helping. And they also have her like push around a little shopping cart with a bunch of weights in it at PT, so she loves doing that. She also usually likes to sit in the W position, which is basically where if you were to go on your knees and then put your legs kind of inward, if that makes sense, in like the shape of a W or an M. So when we see her do that, we have to tell her, fix your feet. And we've told her it so many times now that she knows that she can't sit like that. So she will now either fix her feet on her own, or when we say it the first time, she will automatically fix her feet. And it's more of like a preventative thing. It's not like she's not walking because she always sat in that position. It's just, like I said, preventative, you know, for when she gets older, it won't be so hard on your knees, because you try sitting in that position. I did, thinking it wasn't going to be that terrible. That is terrible on your knees, and that hurts. And last thing I think that I have to mention, she's already out of the room, uninterested in this video, but maybe I can get her to come back in to say bye. But she does know almost all of her body parts. She knows hair, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hands. Well, she says fingers, belly, toes or feet. And I think that's all she knows for now, but she does know a lot of them, and she learned all of those probably within 2 weeks. So she is just becoming a smart little cookie, and I'm so proud of how far she has come just within the last few weeks, let alone the last couple months. So, hey Lily, come here. She loves her orthotics for some reason. She loves to take them out and just like unvelcro them, and she took off with her orthotics. Lily, come here, we gotta say bye. I hear her coming. Can we say bye? Come here. Also, every time she says bye or we leave anywhere, she always says love you. So we'll be like checking out of Walmart, and she'll just say, love ya, love ya. Hi. Yeah, just like that. Can you tell them bye? Can you wave bye? Say thanks for watching and subscribe. Can you say love ya, bye? Of course, now she's going to be camera shy. Wait, can you show them where your hair is? Good job. Where's your nose? Yeah. Where's your belly? Belly. Where's your feet? That's your hands. Where's your feet? Yeah, feet. Where's your fingers? Yeah. Where's your eyes? Yeah. Where's your ears? That's your hair. Where's your ears? Ears. Where's your teeth and your mouth? Good job. Can you say puppy? Puppy. Good job. Can you say mama? Mama. Can you say love ya? Yeah. Can you say bye? Bye.